Welcome back to the Pioneer Room. I'm your urban eco-master. Again, we want to talk about men's health, women's health. In specific, let's talk about genetics and epigenetics. Much of the talks on the internet, the social media, is still not touching the meat of the matter. Let us talk about real science. Remember I told you before, there's nothing called virus. I still stand by this. Get your best scientists. However, there is a powerful field of science that looks deeply into retroviruses. So the system trick you with the word virus, so you will never research retrovirus, which is the real science. There's also adenovirus. And I'm making mention to these two viruses because they are classified as viruses or retroviruses, but they are in fact man-made nanobots. Okay? Now, the system understands that the woman egg operates or programmed by genetics, which is a very hard wiring, very hard to alter. So the woman's egg is governed or programmed through what is called genetics. On the other side, a man's semen, the DNA in his sperm, is controlled by epigenetics. Can be a very hard wiring if the mother is very healthy, from which the child comes. But in most cases, the epigenetics of the sperm cell is easily altered, especially by environmental factors. So, of course, we find, especially in the literature these days, we are now finding out that many men have sperm cells with characteristics that are linked to where they are living, characteristics that are linked to lifestyles. And what does this mean? It means that you are passing on the epigenetic programming of the environmental conditions in which you are living or perceiving, or the lifestyle in which you are living. You are passing that on in the sperms to the formation of the new individual, the offspring, the zygote. See? And if the frequency, if your epigenetic frequency is very low, it can also negatively affect the DNA of the offspring. You get me? Because it means that your frequency is as low as the woman's womb's frequency. And this is where disease starts. But if the woman's womb frequency is higher than the sperm's epigenetic frequency, then it is less likely for that child to even come and have characteristics of that man. You see? So the features of a child is genetically reprogrammed and controlled, modulated by the egg cell. The sperm cell is not doing anything of such but to carry on the environmental conditions at the time and form that next base pair for which the genetic programming in the egg cell will operate. All right? In other words, I mean, they contribute 23 chromosomes and the woman contribute 23 chromosomes in the egg. But much of the programming that are taking place inside this zygote, the fertilized egg, is controlled by the genetics of the woman and less likely the epigenetics of the man. But I want to say this. The epigenetic of the man can be changed, can be altered, but it is usually kept in place or to maintain the integrity of the epigenetic coding. Specific RNAs are produced to keep the genome of the epigenetics in place. And one very such RNA is the PIWI interacting RNA. It keeps the integrity of the epigenetics of the sperm in place. Now, what we're finding, if you are living in very hot environment, polluted environment, toxic environment, this RNA has been modified and in many cases has been degraded. And so it gives rise to men having reproductive health issues. So this is why I'm saying now, if you are going to understand your body as a man, you must know that your testes, your DNA, your sperms operate through epigenetics. It simply means that you have the ability to hijack your epigenetics any moment now to make geniuses, healthy babies, all right? You can do that through shifting, lifestyle, eating habits, where you're living, all of that sort of thing. And I want women to know that your ovaries release eggs, and within the egg, the nucleus, the genetics are there to control the entire cell. It is the hard wiring. Now, your genetics give rise to epigenetic codings that are hardwired. And when I said epigenetics, I'm talking about pathways or processes pathways or mechanistic pathways or the machinery that that creates protein from the genome, and so you can see it in the phenotypic profiling. All right, might be a little bit technical, but what I'm trying to say is that men, your sperms are operated or controlled by epigenetics. Women, your eggs are controlled by your genetics. Genetics is that hardwiring. See, it's that divine God blueprint that should never be changed or altered. But your lifestyle is creating problems. So you have more acid forming inside your womb. All right? Remember, woman, your womb or your uterus is a gland. It is a gland. Not often they tell you this, but your womb is a gland. It secretes hormones. It is one of the most delicate places on your body. You have to treat it with respect. Womb easily becomes tomb. You have to treat it with respect. Men, your testicles hang outside of your body because they are temperature sensitive. See, they are heat sensitive. They are easily destroyed by radiation and toxins. So you have to treat your balls better. Treat your penis better. Treat your prostate gland better. You see, the prostate is a gland, and it is the descended form of the uterus. See? So we have to treat these glands and the glandular highway with respect. The only way we will overcome disease and diseases. All right? So remember, the egg is programmed through genetics. The sperm cell is programmed through epigenetics. When both epigenetics and genetics come together during fertilization, genetics dominate. And this is why the baby is more inclined to lock on to mommy. Mommy gives the baby the gut and everything else. Daddy gives the baby the brain and spinal cord. So if you see babies born with eye problems and all of that sort of thing, it's usually a weak sperm, a sick sperm. You get what I'm saying? Any other diseases associated with neurological dysfunction, it is as a result of a compromised sperm, acidic, low-frequency sperm, or a sperm with very low motility and energy, electricity that is. All right? Much of the issues that is related to hormonal imbalances has to do with compromisation of the woman's reproductive health, hormonal system, and her womb health. Okay? So, let us do the personal work. I always say, it's just pure sick people walking around complaining. I look at your face and I see the sickness. Step back, heal yourself, so that we can reunite in a common space, a healing space, to build relationship, family, and community. It's simple as that. It's that time. Why you're rushing around trying to rub off your unhealthy energy on somebody else? Help yourself so you can help somebody else, all right? I'm the Urban Eco Master. I'm out.